LeMoyne Arts has been holding the Chain of Parks Art Festival for 25 years, with the goal of amplifying local artists and bringing the community together. And their work hasn't gone unnoticed. Sunshine Artist magazine has ranked the fest in the top 100 fine art festivals for 10 years running. Powell Kreis is the Chain of Parks Art Festival manager and is sitting down with host Josh Johnson to discuss this weekend's events.
Hello, everybody, and thank you for tuning in to another episode of The Warehouse, a Speaking Of show. As always, we have a very special guest. I'm Josh Johnson, and today we are talking with Powell Kreis of the Chain of Parks Festival, the LeMoyne Chain of Parks Festival. Thank you so much for joining us, Powell.
Thank you for having me.
So let's just jump right into this. What we are getting ready to embark on has slowly, quickly, I don't know the speed, but it has most definitely become not only one of the most sought after cultural weekends for our community, but it's grown to national prominence and state prominence. How long has the festival been going on?
This is going to be our 25th year. It started as sort of a local and regional, smaller art festival started by the LeMoyne Arts board, and it has just grown into a nationally recognized festival. We are number 7 in the nation and number 1 in Florida.
That is incredible. How long have you been with Chain of Parks?
This will be my 5th year.
Your 5th year. So you have, I'm sure, seen it evolve in your own way.
Yes.
When you talk about 25 years, you're now heading the organization and you're doing a wonderful job.
Thank you.
When you talk about 25 years, does the weight of that daunt you? Does it excite you? Or is it a bit of both?
Oh, it excites me. I feel like I walked into an already fabulous festival, and I've just been able to continue to refine and bring in some new initiatives with the support of our team. And we've got this amazing group of committee members that help us year round. So I just feel very privileged to be a part of it.
Yeah, it's such a cool thing. When I grew up in Tallahassee, and 25 years ago, I was 11. And one of the days that I remember the most was an outing out with my mother to the Chain of Parks Festival. And we stopped by, do you remember Walk-A-Mall? It used to be a furniture store, a big furniture store, but she loves Walk-A-Mall and the Quarter Moon at Lake Ella.
Yes.
And then we went over to the Chain of Parks, and that was just a great day. And to think, as a 36-year-old man, something that's happened in this community for that long, it has really been a blessing to this community. So let's jump into it. What are the logistics of something so massive?
Oh my gosh. It's right now I'm working on my 300-page logistics document right now, so it's all very fresh in my brain, but it takes a whole year of planning.
So as soon as this one's finished, you start planning for the next one.
We're already planning for the next one. We recruit artists in the summer, so we put out a national call, and we usually get about 300 to 500 artists that apply, and then we have our jury go through and select our top 150. We also start recruiting community partners, food vendors, entertainers. We start working with sponsors in the city of Tallahassee and Visit Tallahassee to make sure that we can bring in new initiatives. It's a year-long effort that really ramps up in the winter.
When you were talking about the recruitment of artists, I hate to keep harping on 25 years, but It's just such a cool number. Can you imagine, and I'm sure you can, some of the greatest artists in this area and surrounding areas and this country have been a part of this festival. Some of my local favorites like Luster Richardson or Quincy Hamby, Yerabedra. There's just been so much acclaim that has gone into this, and the acclaim usually rests on the back end with how fun the event is.
Yes.
And sometimes the weeds get ignored, and it's somebody in the weeds telling us about what it takes to put it on. It's just incredible. So you guys said you get about 300 to 500 applications. That is incredible.
We sure do. And a lot of them are return folks or local folks, but I'd say it's always about 40% new. So a lot of people can expect to see their favorites every year and continue their collections, but there's also still plenty of new artists to discover, and we kind of see ourselves as a beacon of fostering the careers of artists. That's really our priority, and I think that's why our ranking is so high. It's based on artist surveys, based on their income and their overall experience that they submit to a national magazine. And so that's why we continue to rank so high, because our artists really like our festival.
I heard that. And speaking of liking the festival, we like it too. And when I say we, I mean this community. The mission of this programming is art, culture, and community. And so those three words are the buzzwords for this microphone. Let's talk about the community
Sure.
for a little bit. How has the community responded to this event over the years, in your tenure or in any time?
So generously. That's something I really, really admire is Tallahassee really shows up. I mean, we get about 35 to 40,000 people over the weekend. It's a free event, and I think people really look forward to it. We have a lot of sponsors that are just individuals or couples that have invested in the stakes of the festival. I mean, LeMoyne's mission is to bring the community together through art, and you really see it at the festival. It means a lot to me.
You mentioned LeMoyne, which was a perfect segue to my next question.
Great.
As I'm out about, whether it's as a socialite or journalist here, when I bring up Chain of Parks, sometimes there is a confusion. People say, is it an offshoot of LeMoyne? Is it separate of LeMoyne? Is it housed through LeMoyne? What is the relationship and the cross-pollination between the festival and the space?
So LeMoyne Arts has been in our community since 1963, and the Chain of Parks Art Festival is its biggest event of the year. So it's produced by LeMoyne Arts, and the festival is what really keeps a lot of the lights on and provides year-long programming for LeMoyne so that we can have year-round summer camp, classes, exhibits, all types of special events. So the festival is a really important part of LeMoyne's DNA.
Absolutely. What is your favorite part of the festival? Do you have a favorite part, or is that like asking somebody which one's your favorite child?
It's hard to say. I will say I'm a little partial to the Chalk Art Oasis area.
Yeah.
I find that to be so exciting to see these nationally acclaimed artists creating these what seem to be three-dimensional street chalk pieces over the weekend live. It's just so much fun to visit them throughout the weekend and watch their progress. And then on Sunday, see this masterpiece that's temporary. It's almost like a mandala where you know it's going to go away, and so you have to really enjoy it while it's there. I love that area. There's food vendors, there's music, there's an auction. So it's just a really cool hub within the festival, but obviously seeing all of the art and the community together, smiling and enjoying themselves is what I love the most.
And just in case we haven't done it, because I can't remember, we've been talking so good, what are the dates for the people at home for the Chain of Parks?
Sure. So
For the festival, excuse me.
Absolutely. So we're kicking off on Thursday night with opening nights, doing a special presentation with Andra Douglas, who's an FSU alum who's coming in from New York. She's a football team owner, painter, writer. She's a really interesting woman. And then the festival weekend at the Chain of Parks is April 26th and 27th.
The 26th and the 27th.
Yes.
So before we close out, is there anything that you would like people to know about the festival that we haven't talked about yet? Or would you just like to give a personal anecdote for how appreciative you are for this community every year?
Well, I certainly want to do that.
You can do both.
Oh, thank you. I'm born and raised in Tallahassee. I was gone for about 10 years, and I came back, and I'm just so proud to be part of this community, and I love walking around the festival and seeing people smiling, seeing friends they haven't seen in a long time. I think even if you're not initially interested in art and you're there for the beer or the live music, but suddenly you feel inspired and compelled to buy your first piece, that's really rewarding. And our artists always comment on how generous and kind and interested our visitors are. And so I just say to, come out and support the artists and our community. And I think we all really need each other right now. And so I'm really appreciative of this opportunity to get to tell your listeners about the event.
Absolutely. Well, I'll say in closing, this year I'm a guest patron judge again,
Yes, thank you.
volunteering. And while I'll be judging this weekend, judging from this conversation, we are all in for an incredible event, Powell. We appreciate you. We appreciate LeMoyne. We appreciate the festival. And we appreciate this community for doing what you guys do every year and throughout the year. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Absolutely. And thank you all at home for joining us for another episode of The Warehouse, a Speaking Of show. I'm Josh Johnson. See you next time. Bye-bye.
You can hear more of that conversation with Powell Kreis on our podcast, The Warehouse, available on all platforms. Also, we have a live show coming up on April 8th, covering the anniversary of last year's devastating tornadoes. We'll hear stories from our listeners about their experiences during the storm and what it's been like to recover. We take a trip to Railroad Square with Tom About Town, and we'll discuss tornadoes with weather experts. For more details and to join our studio audience, go to wfsu.org/live events. That's it for this week's Speaking Of Radio Hour. Got something to say? An idea for a show? Drop us a line at speakingof@wfsu.org. We want to hear from you. Speaking Of is produced with support from PRX and is made possible in part by a grant from the John S. and James L. Knight Foundation. And it's brought to you by the fabulous, wonderful, yet overworked storytellers here at WFSU Public Media. Talk soon.